let's talk about the G-Funk. Okay. And the reason why I want to bring it up is because a while back, Warren G had dropped I guess his documentary.
Yeah.
And on social media, I saw how some of Nate Dogg's family was somewhat, and I don't want, maybe this is too big of a word, they were somewhat or disappointed that maybe they weren't invited.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they weren't a part of it as much as they should have.
Yeah.
Some people were giving Dre the if you will, the ownership to he invented G-Funk. Some people were saying Warren, but the true diehard Above the Law fans knew who that title belonged to.
Yeah.
Now,
well, if you saw the documentary, he told you in the documentary where it comes from. Warren told everybody in the documentary. He also did a press run and told everybody where it came from as well. Okay. You know, so that kind of dispelled that little rumor or whatever it was that it come from Above the Law. That's where it comes from, because the person who's actually coined and quoted to doing it, which was Warren G, that everybody give that to, far as the baton to Dre gets it because he have like the theory is on the Chronic. It's not really literally G-Funk. It's the theory of G-Funk is on the Chronic. It's not, you know, Chronic is kind of like a spin off of like out of Niggas for Life and into like what he was trying to do with Snoop and the rest of the Dog Pound at that time. Which is kind of funny because, you know, they come from us. You know, all those people come from us. Warren, Snoop comes through Above the Law camp. In turn, I was Dr. Dre's understudy. So a lot of the influences end up being on the Chronic. Well, the Chronic became a bigger record. It was more commercial. So that's why the media, like I said, when they labeled gangster rap, we didn't ever say that. They're the ones who heard what it was called at the time and then start saying that's G-Funk. You know, we named it G-Funk. Well, actually, Layla and KMG were the two came up with like what it sounds like, and you know, because we talk about making records. We usually talk. We have big meetings about making records, a certain type of records. And I'll say sonically, I'm going to do it like this. So as we start doing it, we start like, oh yeah, this is like some gangster funk. You know, especially when we incorporated Kokane into it. That kind of changed. You know, you heard Living Like Hustlers.
Yes.
You heard the demo. You heard everything. Well, what people don't know is I had produced already 80% of Living Like Hustlers before I even met Dr. Dre. That's what people don't know. All you were seeing when you came up to Ruthless was me and Dre bumping it up to a 24 track because it was done on the 8 track and the 16. And Eric wanted it on the big studio sound. So I bought my crates in. Me and him resampled everything, hooked it back up, ran it through Donovan's board. Boop. Now you got Living Like Hustlers. But it was like 80% done. I had everything done. It was only thing me and Dre done that I came up with, because he let me be the captain of the ship and he just kind of showed me how to lay everything out, was Just Kicking Lyrics, Freedom of Speech, and the last song. Everything else I had already, Tom. Every other song you heard I had Minister Society, I had Living Like Hustlers already done, I had Untouchables, Murder Rap. I produced Murder Rap in like 86, 87. Like I had already produced all those records already. Some people will tell you that the demo sound better than the actual record that came out.
Really?
Some of those records, yeah. Untouchables was just how you heard it. It just was bumped up 24. Yeah. All I did was bought my crates in, resampled everything, bumped it up. That's it. It was nothing no different. Dre didn't put anything else on what I done. Ballin' was done. Flow On was done. What else? Yeah, and that's it. And the only things left is the last song, Freedom of Speech. Shout out to Layla. Me and Layla wrote Freedom of Speech, and then Kicking Lyrics. Those are the only three. Another Execution. It was done already. All his records. I actually done Another Execution in there, but me and Dre actually laid it all down together. Those were the only 4 songs that weren't done when I came. But the songs that I'm telling you, they were on the demo.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what? To me, what makes a classic album, at least in my opinion, is where you could, I still say tape or CD, where you could play the CD or the cassette and you don't have to skip. To me, I think that's what's missing today. And earlier, I know Coke, you come from that era because you said something earlier that I always used to hear everyone say at Audio Achievements was timing is everything.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
so
is, yeah.
that's why I was like, okay.
Right. And it was the right time. You
And
know,
then when
so
then when we were saying what he was saying about the G-Funk, how the discrepancy comes into play is that the fact that what people don't know is that Evil Vazagian and Black Mafia Life was recorded at the same time.
Oh, wow, okay.
It was recorded at the same time.
Okay.
But here's a twist. Why everybody want to say we came out so much later and why is this and why is that? Well, one is because we were switching distributors. We were leaving Epic and going to Warner Brothers, which was giant at the time.
Yeah.
Irvin Azoff and Jerry Heller were good friends. Him, Eric, and Jerry did a deal with him to bring us over there. You know, so we went over there. It took probably like 6 months to get out of Sony and get into a new situation because we got tired of them telling them, oh, Sony was the reason why Kokane's first record is not called Kokane.
It's called
we got tired of that, you know, like them trying to tamper with shit and change shit. So Eric wanted to leave at the time. Other stuff that will come out in the book that you will hear that we don't want to talk about right now.
Okay.
Or as it comes out, it'll come out.
So there is a book in the
There's a book and all that. Yeah, that's coming out. It's called Living Like Hustlers, you know, but and you'll hear that, you'll see the whole play out, right? So here it is. The Chronic, NWA breaks up. Dre leaves. In the process, we end up being held up. But Black Mafia Life is done. He left after Evil Vazagian is done. See? So he has a window to, and mind you, we're all cool with each other.
Yeah.
At the time, me and Kokane is managed by Suge.
Okay.
Yeah, we're managed by Suge, so we're all still in cahoots. At the time, there's no Warren G. That Warren is around us because Warren used to stay with me,
right?
You know, and he watched us do Living Like Hustlers. He watched us do Black Mafia Life. Snoop comes around doing Black Mafia Life, and he came through our camp. He didn't even come to the Ruthless side. He came just straight Law House, Above the Law, Ruthless division. That division, he came through that. We were going to do something. Somehow, when Dre left, they decided to step with Dre. And then they hear the tape, the 213 tape. Also, Nate Dogg, rest in peace, came at the same time because that's who Warren bought to us at the time. He bought Slim at the time, which is Snoop Dogg, and then he bought, you know, Nate Dogg and him. And we were going to do some stuff with him. And then when the cliques broke up, everything broke up. They ended up going to work, to present something to Dre. Well, Dre came back to me because me and Dre are still tight. Came to me and said, hey, Hutch, I know you're working with this kid. I think he's dope. I want to do it. What do you think I should do? I was like, oh, the kid can go. You know, I think you should do it. Boo, 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 feel it. That comes out, you know. We have a song on the deep cover soundtrack with Nickel Slick Nigga at the same time. So because we're managed by Suge, they're the executives over it, right? So we're all still working together. And mind you, 6 months prior to that, when I was playing the songs off of Black Mafia Life, Dre was like, what you doing? He would always check my temperature. I'm like, I'm doing this shit. We call it G-Funk. I played him a couple of records. He was like, oh, that's hard. You gonna do your thing. You know, just influence thing. 6 months later, me and Easy picked a demo up of The Chronic. We hear a couple of records that kind of sound kind of like what we doing. Yeah, kind of like what we did on Black Mafia Life. So I'm like, okay, I get the influence. It's cool. No problem. I respect Dre to the fullest. He's he taught me how to make records basically professionally.
Yes.
I knew how to make records on a demo level. And like I said, some of my demos people will say is harder than the record that me and him done together, like that he helped me bring to the forefront of the world. So I had no issue with Dre on that tip. I'm like, okay, he's influenced by me. So we going back and forth. Okay, why we doing this? Why we doing that? So me and Easy, and this is real, I'm gonna give you some real shit on the show. Me and Easy going back and forth about this shit, but Easy tell me, say, look, man, I make 25% of this shit. This coming out.
Talking about The Chronic.
Yeah, he cleared The Chronic. And it was like 3 months before, because I'm gonna bust everybody's head now. The Chronic comes out in December. Black Mafia Life come out in February. 45 days later, It's not a years and years later like people try to portray. It's only a month lapse time. So back then, how long did it take us to make records, Coca? 6, 7, 8 months, a year? So I'm gonna say it again. Back then, it ain't like now.
It ain't like now, no.
And how long did it take the records to come out, Coca? 6, 7 months. If you get on the assembly line, you gotta wait.
You gotta wait.
It's gotta realize it's 1990, 91.
You gotta hurry up and wait.
You gotta hurry up and wait, right? So that's what it takes. If our records are 45 days apart,
I know.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So we understand the timestamp. So when it came to G-Funk, we understood we influenced both those records, the G-Funk era and the Chronic.